Very pleasant good evening and welcome to Lee Summit, Missouri here at Lee Summit High School. My name's Chris Kamler alongside Brennen, Knabbe, the prime crew here for Tuesday night volleyball. And we have a good one for you tonight. We have the number one team in the city, not even arguably. We have the number one team in the city, the Liberty Blue Jays, taking on Lee Summit. Their class rivals, Lee Summit coming in at 4-0-1 or 3-0, however you decide to read the Misha website. There is one thing for sure, however, Liberty's 9-0, and they went off at a tournament in Orlando this weekend. They're winning 7 games, winning the tournament MVP, and going absolutely.
Played down in Orlando, 7 wins in 2 days. I mean, that's really not anything you can match at anything up here. However, that you think maybe just for a second they may be a little tired. You know,
yeah, because I mean they just got home yesterday, right?
No, they got home Sunday and they practiced yesterday.
What's today? Today is Tuesday.
Yes,
I lost a day somewhere, but yeah, they were gone all of the
holiday weekend. there is a conversation on which one of them is better at this point. Abby Mullen hit 342 as a freshman with 368 total kills, and she's going to be one of the top players in the class of 2025. Not only that, but they've got a veteran lineup. They really, Phoenix St. Louis, Brooklyn Young, Ashley Mullen, Jocelyn Renfro, and Aisha Iono will take the court to start tonight.
Iono's been around for a while.
Yeah.
She's quite good.
And they are, I mean, look at that. Last week we had two seniors. We had two seniors the whole on both teams last Tuesday.
Yeah.
And now we've got 5 in the Liberty starting lineup. So I mean,
as I cough up a lung. Sorry.
Yeah, right.
But Ashlyn Bellamy on the Lee Summit roster, she is no slouch. She's their defensive specialist, outside hitter. You've also got on the seniors Micaiah Clayton and Jordan Stout, who are leading this team on Lee Summit this year. What does Lee Summit have to do to stop Liberty, other than just hope that they got off the bus super tired?
Absolutely. I think the big thing for Lee Summit is going to be the best offense for them is a little bit more defense tonight. If they can really kind of distill that Liberty attack with Mullen setting for Mullen. I think they
to have your sister setting all your shots for you.
Right.
That's not too bad.
You'll take that for however long you can get it, and I think the big thing tonight is seeing how well they can defend that Liberty attack. Obviously, in 9 games, nobody has quite figured it out yet. But you also have to trust that there's some kind of attrition on the legs from playing 7 games in a weekend. That is club volleyball level gameplay. And, you look at all the teams in this area. They went 7-0 last weekend, and most of these teams have not played 7 games.
Yeah, absolutely. And that includes their jamborees and everything. So
right.
We're still getting home openers set up for teams, and here's Liberty 9-0 already with putting up some hardware in their trophy case. That is coming up here in just a few minutes. We are watching the final couple of sets of the JV game. JV won, Liberty's JV won set 1. And they are now leading set 2 17-10. So if that score holds, we will be starting varsity here in about 20-30 minutes. In the meantime, Brennen, why don't you tell us about 816 Nutrition? The Lee Summit Fieldhouse undergoing a little bit of revamp. You know, obviously that historic tiger over on the wall, but that's about the only thing that hasn't changed so far. This is pretty fancy, so that's okay. Just play that loud into our headsets.
No, we got a tweet just a minute ago that they couldn't hear us.
Couldn't hear us.
I think we're good now. It seemed like
turn your computer off. Turn it back on. Oh, you know what? I think I did something. Hang on. Just you talk for a little bit.
Yes, I'm gonna talk.
You talk for a little bit
while Chris tries to figure out that is exactly.
I know what I did. Oh, we can talk about A16 nutrition again. So, I mean, what's wrong with that? Oh yeah, they didn't even hear any of this. They didn't even hear the banter. Ah, come on.
Oh, guys.
Come on.
We apologize about that. We're 0
You
for
guys
1.
didn't hear any of the banter? Oh, none of the banter.
Hate me in a couple weeks.
None of that. You guys didn't hear any of the. You guys didn't hear any of that.
Okay, so we're gonna go on this.
You are looking live. Good afternoon, folks, and pleasant something or other. Boy, we were talking.
Yeah, we're just
here. A16 nutrition. Lee Summit and Liberty coming up next.
Yes.
It's 23-13 in the second set. Liberty is 2 points away. One point away now. Set point, game point, and match point. And they are just about ready to go up 2-0. This is their match point, and we'll do a little golf commentary during this set.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do a little golf commentary.
We don't have a roster.
The set is across, and it's a bump, a set, and a spike for the Tigers, and they stay alive. So it is 24-14 now. They'll be serving into match point for the Lee Summit Tigers JV. A young woman who has pink hair is lining up this shot. Serve is across. Dig by the libero. And a spike. Now a return.
It's like we're witnessing excellence.
And the ball, and the match is over. And that'll do it as Liberty JV defeats Lee Summit in straight sets. Now that you guys can hear us, maybe it was better when they didn't hear us. I don't know. Honestly, I'm still new to this. So
yeah, well, we figured it out.
But we're pretty excited. Thanks for tweeting us and saying.
Yeah. I'll give a specific shout out.
Yeah, give a shout out.
Matter of fact.
Is it one of our employees?
It is a Chiefs fan, one young. It's Mr. Matt Young.
Matt, my man, Matt. Thank you, buddy.
Yeah, so
we
really appreciate that.
So let's go. I don't know what you heard, what you didn't hear, but
what you did.
Let's go ahead and set up things. We've got Liberty that is just ridiculous. They're 9-0. They came back winners of the, what was the name of that tournament they were in?
I'm not sure what the name of the tournament was.
Orlando Disney World Mouse
tournament that was
trademark.
Important and had a lot of very good
They won 7
teams.
games in the tournament. And Ashley Mullen was named the tournament MVP. And that's a pretty good start. So this is going to be their 3rd official game here in Kansas City, but their 10th overall.
Yeah, that'll do it.
And this is going to be Lee Summit's 4th official tournament game, or 4th official in-city game. And they are sitting at 3-0. Liberty at 9-0. Who else has Liberty played here this year in town?
So in town, they started the year off with a win at the St. James Slam. That win was over
Olathe
Northwest, who we did see last week. They fell to 8th in this week's poll. St. Teresa's, who's going to be a top 25 team once they get it rolling. They're 0-2 so far. And those are their 2 in-city games so far this year. If we're going to talk about winning pedigree, the Liberty schools have that written all over, as in their previous seasons under head coach.
Whoa.
Under head coach April Fleming, 271, 71, and 14. That's a 60.9% win percentage. It's Coach Fleming's 10th season. They have won over 30 games 3 times in her tenure. And they look at one of their best starts in program history, one of their best teams in program history. On the Lee Summit side, not quite the success pedigree we've seen. 16-13 last year. They have enjoyed a good period in the career, I guess, of Brittany Bowrichter. She's brand new as head coach, and she inherits a program that has won 20-plus games in 2 of their last 3 seasons. It had a little bit of a down year last year, up and down as it gets. They started the year off 3-0 before dropping 7 or 8 in a row, then eventually kind of pulling it back together towards the end of the year before a loss to Lee Summit West in the playoffs. So this is really a group of girls who they haven't quite enjoyed a big season yet. However, a 4-0 or 3-0 start will really start the ship off in the right direction, and they've got a pretty hard schedule ahead. Conference is a little bit easier than it was last year. However, Liberty tonight, St. Teresa's tomorrow night, which is a quick turnaround, and then the next day they've got number 19 Pembroke Hill.
And Liberty was able to get past St. Teresa's 3-1.
Yeah.
And so Lee Summit will have to face St. Teresa's tomorrow in some Wednesday volleyball.
Absolutely. Wednesday is not a big day for sports, especially on the Missouri side. The Missouri, I think there's only 39 or something games for volleyball in Missouri tomorrow. Well, there's like 176 today.
It seems like a lot.
176. That's a lot of teams playing.
Well, this should be fun. Let's step aside here for just one moment. We're going to reset a couple of things, and we'll be right back here on the Game of the Week. Lee Summit and Liberty. We are about 15 minutes away from first serve here from Lee Summit High School in beautiful Lee Summit, Missouri. And we're back here in Lee Summit High School, Lee Summit, Missouri. Lee Summit is out of, these teams are both Class 5. Lee Summit is District 8, I believe, with, let's see, over they got Oak Park, Northtown,
That's
Staley.
the conference from last year.
That's the conference.
Although
most of those teams are in there, no, I'm sorry, Lee Summit is going to be in like the Lee Summit West. Liberty
they'll be in District 6.
Liberty North. Yeah. Both of these districts are tough. Liberty.
Maybe we'll see a Class 5 District 8 being the district of hell that it was for basketball last year. You remember that?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. It was crazy.
Yeah, there were six top 15 teams in that district.
Well, I think we've already seen that there's just a ridiculous amount of volleyball talent in this town, and we're about to see one of the best talents in the city and her sister, who are certainly no slouch either.
There are 3 of the top probably 20 players in their respective classes in the city of Liberty, period. At Liberty, obviously, the Mullen sisters. Ashley committed to UCLA, the number 7 player in the country. And Abby is likely, when the top players in the class of 2025 come out, going to be one of the top players, if not the top player. And then out of Liberty North, Carly Cisneros, who has flipped in the top 5. She's been there all of her high school career. So, I mean,
what I'm excited to see is somebody that is ranked that high as a setter. I'm not saying it can't be done. It's just not the highest profile position on the team. It's not the quarterback. It's not, it's not the flashy first baseman that hits 40 home runs. It's the setter. And for her to be ranked 7th in the country, come back with an MVP trophy from Orlando, there better be some incredible setting going on, because I am excited to see this.
I am too. I mean, we've seen now in back-to-back games of the week some of the best setters in the area. Logan Parks and Janelle Green last week, and now Ashley Mullen this week. So, I mean, we've gotten an opportunity in just a couple of games to see some of the best the Metro has to offer in terms of overall talent and then positional talent. Skylar Pierce last week, Abby Mullen on the outside this week. So we are no slouch in talent for these last 2 weeks.
Yeah, this is going to be a lot of fun, and the Mullen sisters obviously should provide plenty of entertainment tonight. Now, Lee Summit, it is always tough to come out here and win, whether it's volleyball, basketball, chess club. It doesn't matter. It is a tough environment. We were talking before we had to correct an audio issue. We're 0 for 2 now for broadcast with audio issues, but about the construction going on here, and the entrance to the field house is no longer the entrance to the field house. They got a lot of stuff going on over here, and I'm excited to see it when it's done. Right now, it's a little bit of a mess to get in, but still pretty exciting to watch.
A lot of progress from the last time I was at this educational institution.
Yeah, this is amazing, and this has always just been a historic field house anyway. They've got all the state champion banners hanging. They've got the giant tiger up on the wall. That is certainly intimidating to anybody that comes in here from outside. So I'm excited to watch this one.
And I played twice here as a basketball player, and it was one of my favorite gyms to play in. Just the atmosphere, the way it can get in here. A lot of sound is going to travel. So this should be a good one once we start getting filled to capacity.
They have one of the loudest buzzers, I think, in the world. We know that you'll hear that throughout the evening.
It is. It's quite the show here from Lee Summit.
Yeah, and they go all out for all of their sports. They've got a newly renovated football stadium that I have not seen a game in yet, but you can see from
it's beautiful down there.
From Blue Parkway, and it's pretty nifty.
How's their band?
They have a band.
Okay.
I don't know. Every band is great, Brennan.
Okay.
All bands are fantastic. So that's my rating on bands.
Okay.
I don't see a band here tonight, but
if there was, we'd be.
Boy, oh boy, I'd be so excited.
You'd be Jeremy Crabtree when
I'm the Jeremy Crabtree of bands. So
I'm putting that on a T-shirt.
Jeremy Crabtree of bands. That is, you are not going to sell a lot of T-shirts, but you're going to have a lot of giggles.
Dad Bod T, hit us up.
Yeah, Dad Bod, let's get some T-shirts going here.
Absolutely.
Teams are still warming up here, so we do not have starters just yet. We'll get those at the table here in just a little bit, but obviously the coaching staff at Liberty, for them to have the confidence to head out to a tournament in Orlando, nonetheless win it, that's pretty special.
I mean, it's impressive to say the least that, going to a tournament and going 7-0 is one of the bigger achievements you can have as a team. And one thing that we haven't talked about, I mean, obviously we're ridiculously impressed at a 7-0 tournament start, but I think the big thing for Liberty is you take this trip as a team down to Orlando. These girls might not be the best of friends, but after they spend a weekend, a 4-day weekend with each other in Orlando, that'll do it. That'll make you a team.
Well, especially winning. Yeah. I mean, and that's it was the KHA tournament that they won, and it's pretty exciting.
Absolutely. And they take home the tournament MVP. I mean, that's a will. It's a good trip to Orlando, in my opinion.
Sorry, I'm reading their Twitter. Apologies. Renfro, Jocelyn Renfro turned 18 on the trip, so they got to have a little birthday party at Disney over there.
18 turns 18.
There you go. So that's pretty nifty.
And then I have the starters for Liberty.
Okay. Well, then I'll just write those down.
Yes. And we're going to take a break. Go ahead and step away, and we'll be right back with you here in just a moment here on MetroSportsKansasCity.com. And as we come back over, we'd like to talk about our sponsor for tonight's contest, A16 Nutrition, the best nutritional drinks in the game, a longtime partner of Metro Sports KC. They helped us out with the baseball all-star game. We have had a couple of events there, and they are just the do-it-all team. We love them. We are still working on getting their drinks vended to our booth game by game.
0 for 2 so far on drinks on the way out. We've had 2 long drives too. I'm just saying.
Okay.
I need to talk to my agent about my rider.
Right. We'll get that worked in.
Yeah. No, they are great, and they are bringing this possible. I mean, there's some other networks out there that only bring you one Friday night football game a week, or maybe every couple of weeks. We're bringing you the volleyball. We're going to soon be bringing you the soccer, the football, you name it. And then, oh my goodness, looking ahead to this winter, oh, folks, I'll tell you what, this place is just going to be fired up. The whole internet is going to be aflame.
Oh, absolutely.
With all of the sports we're going to be bringing you, all the basketball, all the everything, man. It's going to be nuts.
Both sides of the state line we've made a trip to now. Lee Summit before us, Olathe Northwest. And folks, it should be a good show tonight. We're going to see the Lee Summit Tigers in the historic field house here look to play upset to the top dog, the Liberty Blue Jays, 9-0. You'll hear us reference it over and over again. When we talk about championship pedigree, we talk about the 2 Liberty schools, and tonight we're really going to have to see this Lee Summit squad play like their age, and hopefully have a great defensive performance and stun the top-ranked Blue Jays.
Well, it's really interesting because Liberty's been Liberty for forever, and Lee Summit's been Lee Summit for forever. But when Liberty North came on board, was 15 years now, there was an evening of the balance sheet with competition with both schools.
Yeah.
And now I think both of those schools have kind of rebuilt, and you see them at the top of the tables on just about every sport.
Right.
Lee Summit is kind of the same way because they were a solo school for so long. Then Lee Summit North came around, and now Lee Summit South comes around. Or it's Lee Summit West, sorry. And you're seeing how Lee Summit can, again, rise back up in that competitive atmosphere. We're going to head down to the table here in just a moment for starters here for Lee Summit and Liberty. Give me my flag. Give me with the flag on the camera. Right there, next to the Tiger Day. That's every Tiger Day. Don't worry about it. It's fine. Oh, in a minute?
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to tonight's volleyball matchup between our guests, the Liberty Blue Jays and the Lee Summit High School Tigers. Each school is a proud member of the Missouri State High School Activities Association. We remind students, parents, and fans from both schools that this game is competitive, but it is also an educational experience for all players and students. Let's continue to show respect and good sportsmanship throughout this contest, and refrain from negative cheers, chants, or behavior. Thank you to fans from both schools for your cooperation throughout the game. At this time, I would ask that you please rise, face the flag, and join us in honoring America with the playing of the national anthem. Tony. Number 3, Phoenix St. Louis. Number 10, Brooklyn Young. Number 16, Ashley Mullen. Number 18, Jocelyn Renfro. Number 20, Abigail Mullen. And number 21, Aisha Aono. And now for the starting lineup for your Lee Summit Tigers. Number 1, senior Ashlyn Bellamy. Number 2, sophomore Riley Johnson. Number 5, senior Micaiah Clayton. Number 7, junior Sienna Jones. Number 9, junior Elena Davis. Number 10, junior Brooke Boyer. And number 14, senior Jordan Stout. The Tigers are coached by Brittany Bowrichter, Sylvia Whiteau, Maya Carter, and Rachel Stone.
So let's go ahead and give you those starters again. First for the Liberty Blue Jays, Phoenix St. Louis. Brooklyn Young will be in the middle. Ashley Mullen will be the setter. We talked about her at length earlier. The MVP of the tournament in Orlando. Jocelyn Renfro on the outside. Abby Mullen on the outside and middle. And Aisha Iono in the middle. The libero will be
St. Louis.
St. Louis. So that's we're one shy of
Grace
starters.
Toney will be.
There you go, Grace Toney.
In the middle.
And then starters for Lee Summit. Ashlyn Bellamy will be on the outside. Bradley Johnson, the setter. Micaiah Clayton, also listed as a defensive specialist. Sienna Jones, middle hitter. Elena Davis outside. Brooke Boyer on the outside. And Jordan Stout in the middle. Just about ready for action here from Lee Summit. The Tigers and the Blue Jays.
Student section in the
Student
PJs.
section on fire already.
And Liberty usually travels well. I haven't seen.
Over there in the corner.
Yeah. Haven't seen quite a lot from Liberty in terms of the fan section so far.
Yep. I haven't seen who the first serve will be on. Looks like it'll be for Lee Summit.
No, it's, yeah.
Yep. And first server will be the libero.
Micaiah Clayton.
Micaiah Clayton. Just about ready for action here from Lee Summit. And we are underway. Little touch pass up and over for Aisha Iono. And it is 1-0 Liberty. Liberty off to a good start right off the bat. Nothing too fancy about that one.
That camera's going to keep tripping out, so I'm going to keep that over here.
And here comes a cross and an ace right off the bat. Give the ace to Abby Mullen. And already Liberty's up 2-0. Correction, that was Ashley Mullen.
We'll get that right by the third set.
Nah, that's unlikely. Back to back. Spike opportunity. Was it tipped? It was not. That will go to Liberty. They're up 3-0.
It's a good start for the Blue Jays, who have obviously got the edge in terms of amount of games played, amount of sets played so far this year.
Even on those tournaments where you've got the quick 3-set games, and that is out of bounds. Lee Summit with their first point of the night and their second service. And at serve will be Macy Martin. who just checked in. Martin comes to the cross. Nice little dig out the backside up
that's
by
called
Mullen.
a free ball.
But a kill for Jordan Stout. And Lee Summit back to within 1. Sends it across. Ooh, a nice little left-hander by Iono. She gets the kill. And Liberty breaks serve. They will head back. It'll be Jocelyn Renfro, the newly 18-year-old number 18, will shoot it.
And not a great pass off the attack there for Lee Summit, but we see Ashley Mullen just erase any doubt, and Iono puts it away.
That was at a weird angle, and Abby Mullen, gets the kill there. She was able to put them where they ain't, and it's a 5-2 ball game.
Friend of the show, Liam Keating, in attendance today.
Here we go. And into the net. Ball will go back to Lee Summit.
5-3 early. If you've ever watched the Metro Sports Game of the Week, it is never more than a one-possession game.
No.
Than a two-score game here. It's
Ashlyn
impossible.
Bellamy with an ace. And the Tigers are within 1.
And you can tell Liberty came out, that 3-0 start. They came out and they really wanted to take the crowd out of it early, and they haven't been able to do that so far.
Into the net. And ball will go back to Liberté. This is Aisha Iono.
And if we talk about you're playing the number 1 team, one thing that you cannot afford is service errors.
Well, that gave it right back, and so
Announcer's curse.
now Lee Summit, 6-5 Liberty. This is Jordan Stout.
Got real quiet for a second.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no, there's a discussion at the net. That is that's our dynamic. Fancy.
Both off. Now we're back.
Now we're on. Now we're good.
On.
Now we're
now
good.
we're on. Audio.
Now we
fixed it.
won't have that cutting in and out.
There we go. And that one.
And
just
now an
over the
ace.
net.
So we got a tie ball game as Jordan Stout takes the ace.
Wonderful start so far if you're a Lee Summit fan.
Yep. Stout sends it across. Could have been out, but dug out by Renfro. Now sent back over. Free ball for the Tigers. Spike opportunity missed. And here comes
Mullen to Mullen.
Mullen. The right-hander push by Brooklyn Young puts it over.
And one thing that we've seen so far with both of these teams is the not only the communication has been there, but the just overall intelligence and knowledge of the floor in the game has been awesome so far for both teams.
Send to the cross. Liberty still with it. Couple of opportunities there, but Liberty still able to put it in. Brooke Boyers tried to get a couple of spikes down, hasn't been able to do it. Liberty puts it in the back corner. Abby Mullen sticks the biscuit in the basket, and it is 8-6 now. Sends it across. Boyer Off to the backside. What a save by Renfro. And now Mullen puts it in the back corner again. Boyer with the kill. Brooke Boyer, the junior outside hitter, makes her presence known and pulls the Tigers to within one.
That's a play right there.
That's pretty good.
Woo.
Riley Johnson now, sophomore setter, will send it across.
Backside set, come up top. Brooklyn Young off the great set by
Not
Mullen.
too shabby.
Speaking of Mullins, we've got another one going back to serve. It'll be Abby Mullen this time.
Abby Mullen back.
The sophomore, and we talked about great stats your freshman year, 368 total kills as a freshman, hit 342. And we're going to see her have a big-time career just like her sister.
And here comes Elise Summit. Oh, a little tip play into the net.
Just like they drew it up.
Just like they draw it up. And there we go. We're tied at 9.
Good pass there. Another great
Good
back-to-back
dig by
great
Boyer.
passes.
Set from the back row.
Talk about a defensive possession.
Mullen in the middle. A nice little slap down by Brooklyn Young. And Liberty retakes the lead 10-9.
And that's a play we're going to see time and time again from the Blue Jays. The back set, perfect placement by Mullen. And Brooklyn Young comes up top and pulls it down.
Nice block, but a nice rebound.
Pogo stick time.
That was Ashlyn Bellamy gets the point. We're tied again at 10. I'll stop hitting number 3. I got you. We got it.
We're good now.
So Libero, Micaiah Clayton sends it across. Mullen finds the back line, puts her team up 11-10. Even from the back row with her length, she is just all kinds of trouble.
Living up to the number 1 and the number 14 ranking here.
Absolutely. This is Ashley Mullen. And we've got our JV flag folks off the freshman game. The flag folks have shown up. I mean,
we're officially official.
We had a 2-time Pro Bowler running the flags for us last week. And this is kind of underwhelming, but 11-10 the score. Liberty up. This is the senior MVP of the Orlando tournament, Ashley Mullen, to serve. Dug out by Clayton. Now a high spike. Was it tipped? And it was. Give Jordan Stout the kill. We're tied at 11.
And sometimes you just need the 50-50 balls to go your way, and that one goes in favor of Lee Summit, and obviously they're going to need a couple of those if they want to really make this a contest with Liberty. So far, nothing but well played, or played well for Lee Summit.
Sent across. Off to the line. Kept alive, and now a get-me-over shot. They're going to call it a lift. Point will go to Lee Summit, and that is their first lead of the night. So possibly a turning point here. Macy Martin will serve for Lee Summit. Sends it across. That is Jocelyn Renfro. Sends it over and ties it back up at 12.
And Clayton lays out for that one, unable to get there, but still a great defensive effort there, and eventually those will pay off.
Yep.
Back to tied. A mark that we are very well acquainted with.
Absolutely.
In Game of the Weeks.
No tip. That ball will go to Liberty.
And I've liked what I've seen out of Aisha Iono so far. Not a big power hitter, not a big swing, but the finesse game has been there all night. And as I say that, she puts one long.
A little too big of a swing there. And we're tied again at 13. This will be Bellamy. Bellamy from the key, and nice little double top of the netter.
That's been the shot for Lee Summit.
Absolutely,
so far.
Bellamy. And Lee Summit back ahead, 14-13. I can't imagine that's what the coach is calling for, but they'll take it. Too long. That's a heads-up play by Liberty right there. That's a lot of times, I mean, this is their 11th or their 10th game, so they've got a little bit better feel for things as we're tied at 14.
And that is just an example of the game evening itself out.
Yeah.
Put one into the net and it just gets over.
Iono puts it over. Puts it up and down. Jordan Stout says hello. Lee Summit now. 15-14, they lead the number one team in the city, Liberty Blue Jays. Stout will now serve. An ace for Stout. And that's now a 2-point lead, their largest of the night for Lee Summit.
And Lee Summit so far in 3 games has not lost a set.
Nope. That sounds good.
Yeah, that'll...
3! Call it 3 aces.
They're calling it now.
She's dealing it off the back. Absolutely. And now with a 3-point lead, Liberty is forced to call a timeout. We're going to step aside with them. We'll be right back here on MetroSportsKansasCity.com and Metro Sports KC on the YouTube.
And out of the timeout, it's Lee Summit with a swing and a big block up front there. Liberty proving the timeout pays off well, 17-15 now.
That was a pretty good timeout.
Goes back the other way. Liberty with the swing attempt there.
50-50 ball. Yeah. They're going to give it to Liberty.
Abby Mullen just got a couple inches higher there.
Absolutely.
In the game of inches.
And now they are 1 point out of the lead. This is Mullen. Or no, correction. This is
Macy Bartlett.
Macy Bartlett.
And talk about perfect placement. We're tied at 17 now.
Not too shabby.
Timeout. Out of the timeout, the Jays go on a 3-0 run, and we're back to even. A good pass. It'll give a swing opportunity here, and Justin
finds the back line. What a shot by Lee Summit as they hold their lead. Their largest lead was 3. And now they are up by 1 after them tying it. This is Briley Johnson. Johnson to serve, brings it across. Dug up. Now the set and the backline kill. And just as advertised, Mullen to Mullen ties it at 18.
The Sisters of SWAT, we'll call it.
Yeah, I love it.
That's the nickname from
I
now
love
on. We are coining that term.
There you go. Now that's what you sell the T-shirts on.
Yeah. NIL, baby, all the way.
That's right.
Still a good pass. That's going to be just outside.
Just out the corner. So Lee Summit fought all the way back, fought Liberty, and now they hold a slim 1-point lead. 19-18 the score. Set number 1.
Well, I don't think Lee Summit knew when they signed up for this as they send the serve long that Metro Sports KC's game of the week, they're
never
required
blowouts.
by law
they're
to
never
be
blowouts.
a one-score game.
This is Phoenix St. Louis. First team all-name conference.
And a great block there by the Liberty front line.
Wow.
Iono is fired up.
Put a wall like that up on 152, and that's going to continue the poor traffic up there in Liberty.
You and your driving.
I know, right? Sends it across. That's going to go long. So now Liberty jumps out to a 2-point lead. It's 21-19. And Lee Summit will have to call timeout as we will stay right here, 21-19, and they've been able to kind of make it back. They trailed by 3 midway through the first set, and now here's Liberty up by 2 here in set number 1.
It seemed like at first, obviously, the 50-50 balls have gone totally in the way of Lee Summit so far. Chalk it up to home court advantage. However, Liberty has really kind of found their footing later in the set. They've got some good offense off the Mullen-to-Mullen connection. Mullen to Iono as well. And that's something that, if continued, is going to prove to be quite detrimental for Lee Summit.
The choice of a law firm like Mullen & Mullen is serious and should not be based upon advertisements or YouTube announcers, but Mullen & Mullen so far have been pretty effective and pretty outrageous as Liberty will hold serve St. Louis to send it across. That one is an ace. And now they are 3 away from taking set number 1. You didn't get the lawyer joke, did you?
I did.
It took you a second, didn't it?
No,
yeah.
No.
St. Louis sends it around.
And
Clayton digs it up. Now
no
Bellamy.
No relation. Phoenix St. Louis, nothing. Oh, my goodness. From the
Holy
back
cow.
row.
That was pretty ridiculous. Finds that back line, and it is 23-19 now.
And
go ahead, make your joke.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Phoenix.
Third time's a charm.
Yeah. No relation to Tucson, Kansas City.
There we go. There it is.
There it is.
He was working on his material in the car, folks.
Yeah. You've been saying the same Lee Summit joke for the last 2.5 days.
Lee Summit trying to stay alive in set number 1. Just a little touch pass by Iono, and Liberty will have set point.
Iono.
St. Louis to send it over.
Iono has been the definition of finesse in this first set.
Yeah, that's been quite the touch shot. Sends it back over Clayton. Now trying to just get me over. And Liberty will have a set opportunity. Sent down, and set number 1. Jocelyn Renfro, the birthday girl. As Liberty will take set 1, 25-19.
It's the widest margin on a set we've seen in 6 sets now.
And we'll reset a few things, and we'll be right back with set number 2. What impressed you most? Honestly, we saw more players not named Mullen contributing for Liberty in that first set than I was kind of anticipating. Part of that is that, these kids just got off playing 7 games in 3 days.
At this time, Lee Summit High
And if we're going to talk about the team that Liberty has, obviously the Mullins are the big, they sell the tickets, I guess is what you would say. But Aisha Iono, Brooklyn Young, Grace Toney, all great hitters on the outside. And these are people that have played. I mean, Ashley Mullen has likely been setting for these girls for 4 years now. I mean, so if we talk about, building a team and putting everybody together, Liberty is a great example of that. They definitely, this is their peak, I think. This is where they're going to really have their best year is this season. I mean, I'm excited. I mean, they've got a hard schedule, obviously, playing 7 games in a weekend will do that to you. But I really, really like their shot at having a very good 25-35 win season somewhere in there. 26-5 last year, and I think it gets even better than that.
Liberty was also able to take the student section out of the game. Midway through, they were able to retake that lead. They got up to a 3-point lead around the 19-point mark, and then Liberty just called that timeout and put it into another gear.
Yeah, I think they saw the Cheeto guy, and that lit a fire.
The Cheeto guy. Is that Chester Cheeto? Is that what that is?
There's 2 of them. The Cheeto guys now. I guess we're.
Oh, okay. Thanks for letting me know. I'm clueless about my Cheeto guys.
You look like
I'm more of a Puffs guy.
Yeah,
it's not.
Look like a
I'm a Puffs guy, so it's kind of where I'm coming from. Hey, folks, if you're watching, give us a like on the Twitter. Give us a subscribe. Smash the subscribe button on the YouTube. Go ahead and go on over there. You get to participate in our chat. I'm the only one in our chat right now. Say hello. Tell us where you're watching from. We got quite a few of you watching, so give us a shot. Maybe it's all just other coaches that are doing scouting reports.
Yeah, we've got the whole Pac-12 and the whole Big Ten.
Let me go ahead and just save you guys some trouble. Ashley Mullen is number 16. Abby Mullen is number 20. And Jocelyn Renfro is number 18. Circle those 3 on your rosters, and take the night off. Those are the 3 you got to account for. And
on the Liberty side,
have a nice night.
On the
Liberty
side.
And then on Lee Summit,
Ashlyn Bellamy's number 1, Brooke Boyer 10, and Jordan Stout at 14.
And Bellamy has done a great job up on that front line, keeping balls in play.
And we
are just about ready for action. Looks like I think Liberty will have first serve in set number 2.
And we talked about the best offense being more defense tonight for Lee Summit, and they did that well early. Defense led to offense for them. And later in the set, we kind of saw them fall apart defensively. And if they can regain what they had for really the first 15, the first 20 points of that first set, this is going to be a thriller.
Macy Bartlett will send it across to Lee Summit.
And by Macy Bartlett, he means Ashley Mullen.
That's who I meant.
Aisha Iono, player of the game, maybe. She has been outstanding.
She's been everywhere.
And it hasn't been anything powerful. It is all just send me over, just tap me over, and has found the spot. She is Tony Gwynn. Call that into the net. Or lift, rather.
And there's Liberty up 2-0 in set number 2. Ashley Mullen sends it across. Oh, possible ace opportunity. They're going to have to get it over. And they do. But now you've got
offense.
a 1-2-3 slam down. Nice dig up. That was by Bellamy on that back line. And they didn't get it across. So Lee Summit will get their first point of set number 2. 2-1 ball game.
And just when you think that one of these teams has the momentum, the other one comes screaming back. Or the other one calls a timeout and comes out of the timeout.
That's just the Metro Sports effect.
Absolutely.
Too strong, too strong for Renfro, and we're tied at 2. Oh, it must have been tipped, rather. It was, so Liberty will get the point. I did not have a tip at the net, but they called a tip. And now Renfro will send it over. Oh man, that's
Free
that's
ball.
almost a slider type throw where that ball just sinks. What a shot by Abby Mullen.
She is
Mercy.
15 years old.
Mercy.
That'll play.
Yes, it will.
The Sisters of SWAT, as they have been affectionately coined. Liberty a
Hashtag.
4-1 lead. Hashtag.
Bellamy sends it across. Just a little slap over. And Iono, you want to talk about playing with house money. Iono with a little get me over cheesecake, and she gets the kill. That'll go as a high spike in the scorebook when it was just a little slapper. And timeout is called as Liberty takes a 5-1 lead. And Lee Summit in a little bit of trouble here in set number 2. They do not want to go down 2-0 against this fierce team from up the highway.
And we're going to find out a lot about new head coach Brittany Boerichter in this game. Obviously had not lost a set coming into this contest. Now with her back against the wall against the top team in the city, we're going to see what she's made of as a head coach. Took over the 16-13 Tigers in her first season, 3-0 start. As you've seen, our scoreboard is just a little off, depending on which channel. Oh no, the 4-0-1.
Not
Yeah,
okay.
you're
Not my
doing
keeping
perfect.
score.
No, you're perfect.
We were going to have a fight. We were going to have
A
words.
fight, huh?
Fight. Like fighting word people. I don't know.
Great
This
start.
is Jocelyn Renfro. She'll serve from right down the center.
Did we
off to
tell
the
you?
right side.
We tell you she turned 18 this week.
She sure did. Happy birthday to her. Over into the stands. Liberty keeps it alive. Another block by Liberty. And a little off the side of the knuckles from Ashley Mullen.
Looks like
A rare miscue by her.
the turf monster may have ate her up.
Exactly
on that,
right.
That S, the paint difference.
Yep.
It's a little bit unlevel.
This is an older barn. They got maybe a piece of tape got her. Macy Martin, the freshman, sends it over. And that's too wide. And Liberty's now dropped a couple of points. It's 5-3. Here comes Lee Summit.
Perfect
That was
timeout.
a good timeout, yeah.
Perfect timeout. Here I am unplugging stuff.
Dug over. Going to have to get across the needle. What a little swat down by Jordan Stout. And she has been everywhere today. Pulls her team to within 1.
It's really the supporting cast that we've seen flourish so far
Yep.
between these two teams.
Mullen couldn't catch up with it on the inbound from Renfro, and we are tied at 5. Just a little bit out of sync right now, yeah. To kill that momentum by Liberty. And Lee Summit has rattled off 4 in a row. Renfro to Mullen. Mullen slaps it over. And here comes Stout, still in the air.
Great defense there, both
Far
sides.
side, too wide. Briley Johnson, Grace Toney can't get it in, and Lee Summit takes the lead 6-5.
And the jacket's coming off.
The jacket
from
comes off.
Boerichter.
The universal sign that the coach means business.
And Iono.
My goodness, that's the 3rd or 4th time tonight she's done that.
It's
That
just
little finesse shot.
It's quite the shot. It
It's
is.
purty.
And when Lee Summit has slowed the game down and kind of played the war of attrition, locked in and tried to lay siege, that's when they've been successful so far tonight.
Nice dig off the back line. Now just a little shoot me over. Lee Summit with an opportunity here. Blocked at the net by Liberty. Blocked at the net by Lee Summit. A little two-hand shove blocked by Lee Summit again. What a volley, and now a slam dunk by Jordan Stout.
Talk about two of the top teams in the city, two of the top teams in Missouri. And if you needed a clip
that was pretty
to
good.
tell you how good both of these teams are, that one.
Is that the clip we're going to see on Twitter later tonight? We'll see.
Twitter man
we'll find out.
Never gives out a secret.
That's right. Oh, no call. Liberty will get the benefit of that 50-50 ball right on the top. We're tied again at 7. This is the set that Lee Summit has got to take.
Absolutely.
And they're going to just kick, fight, and scream to stay in control.
It's the name of Chris's third book.
Kick, fight, and scream. Oh, what a shot by Stout. Puts it in the back corner.
In the baseball world, we call that one painted.
Painted. Little duck snort in the back corner. And Stout now will hold serve. Mullen
Good pass.
Shoots it across. Nice dig over by Bellamy. And Lee Summit can't get it across.
Tried to do a little bit too much there.
Tied at 8. Abby Mullen now is serve. An ace for Mullen. When you're one of the top players in the city. Yeah, the country even. 9-8. The Blue Jays on top. Set number 2, they lead 1-0. Receiveth and giveth away. Tied at 9. This will be Briley Johnson, the sophomore. Serving from just in front of the T in Tigers. Low line drive. Renfro gets it across, but what a dig by St. Louis. But what a block by Lee Summit. Sienna Jones gets up high and ties it back, or actually gives her team the lead, 10-9.
And we haven't seen so far, Liberty will make a play and then immediately get shut down.
Yep.
At the line. You know, a great defensive play, trying to get some offense, and Lee Summit says no. What did you say just a minute ago? Giveth?
Yeah.
Yeah, giveth.
Kick, fight, and scream.
Yeah. Chris, you are just a long soundboard.
Well, I really just the same 3 things over and over again.
Blah, 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 joke,
St.
joke,
Louis
joke
sends it
commentary.
over. You got it. Too high. Boy, well, she really got up, but couldn't get it inside the box, and Liberty will take an 11-10 lead as Phoenix St. Louis back-to-back aces now for St. Louis.
An assist from the basketball hoop on that one.
Assist from Lee Summit basketball hoop for Phoenix St. Louis.
Good pass.
Couldn't get it over into the net. And now Liberty is on a 4-0 run.
Got to break serve here soon for Lee Summit.
Running out of time here in set number 2. It's a 5-set match, best of 5. New rule here in Missouri. What a block by that front line. Back row. Mullen had to stop, but now that one will slip off the fingers of, I believe that was Jones.
Yeah.
Kind of an unforced error, and now it's 14-10, a 4-point lead for the Blue Jays. There's Bellamy. She gets it across, but Liberty able to respond. Bellamy with the dig.
Iona is the person who has kind of just found the glitch in the game so far.
She's been
lights out.
And she's been finesse when she needs to be finesse and strong when she needs to be strong, and she has given her team a 5-point lead, 15-10, and you wonder if they're going to take that second timeout. Probably if they give up one more point, I think they'd almost have to.
I think the big run is definitely a cause for concern here. If you don't break serve on this point, I agree. I think it's time to take that timeout. Blocked.
St. Louis with the dig. The pushover by Iono. Now Iono comes back with a block, a shared block with Ashley Mullen.
And you've got to call the timeout here. You just looked at how Liberty responded to that play, and they are on fire from top to bottom.
It is 16-10. PHX STL has been on a service roll. And now finally, Lee Summit able to kill that rally. That was a 7-point rally by PHX STL. That's the t-shirt I'm going to make. It's the airport numerals.
Oh, Chris.
I haven't even gotten to the origin of the city name Lee Summit yet. That one's going to go too long, and another rally point, 17-11 now. It leads back up to 6. We'll do that in set number 3. If we go 4 sets, I'll give you guys the origin of the city of Lee Summit. There's some good fun history off of that one.
And then all of the sudden, everybody watching this wants this to be done in 3 sets.
Ashley Mullen will have her opportunity. Fresh off the MVP award in the Orlando tournament, in which Liberty went 7-0.
And fresh off of back-to-back nominations and a win in the Metro Sports KC Player of the Week.
Tell you what, I think we might have a new Player of the Week, though. Aisha Iono has been everything and butter tonight as she slaps that one across for their 7th-point lead. And Mullen will have to head into the locker room almost to find that one in the back underneath the bleachers.
And you look at
smacked so hard.
The game plan for Lee Summit is maybe, and I could be wrong here, make someone not named Mullen beat you.
Well, that's sometimes
so
what
far.
you do, yeah. There's a good shot by Bellamy. Bellamy has been able to get it to where she needs to get it to tonight and stop some of these rallies, and we'll see if Lee Summit can pull back into this one as the libero. Clayton will send it across.
A good
libero to libero. Really good serve. Iono barely needs to jump, but she does, and knocks it down again. Back-to-back kills.
She knows we're here.
19-12. Well, sure she does.
She knows we're here.
This is the prime crew, my friend.
She's playing for the nomination.
This is the prime crew. Jocelyn Renfro. Whoa, that's a
great pass.
That's a tough serve. Puts it back in. No lift called, but Lee Summit will take the point. A lot of things going on that one. And Lee Summit will gladly take that point as they now trail by 6. Maybe try to get a couple of points back as they're running out of time here in set number 2. Macy Martin, the freshman.
And this is the part of the set where you need a run.
Yeah, you've got one of your best setters in there, the freshman defensive specialist. Iono throws it into next week. Officer Friendly picks that one up for point number 20. 20-13 the score in set number 2. Liberty on their way to a commanding 2-0 lead.
A 2-0 lead would spell danger for Lee Summit.
Yes, indeed. Although, what did we see last week? We saw Olathe Northwest squander a 2-0 lead. And they'll just call the point.
What is happening right now?
So the ref blew the whistle, thought she saw a lift, thought she saw a net touch, and it's going to go to Lee Summit, and then she did. So I think she just pointed the wrong way.
No, and we can look at the face of Coach Bo Richter for a second. It was all of the gesticulation points of what is happening
The
right
jacket
now.
has already come off, so I mean there's not much more nonverbal linguistics that you can do here. What a jumping set by Mullen.
She's going to run all over the place.
What a block there by Stout. And a little right-handed jam by Brooklyn Young. We haven't called her name yet tonight.
Yes, we have.
Well, I haven't called her name yet tonight, but it's 21-14. It's now a 7-point lead.
It's her 4th kill of the night.
I'm going to murder you before the end of the night. Ashley Mullen. Hang on, I'll get blocked on Twitter again.
That's not from a Chevy Chase.
That's not all right. Here comes Liberty once again. Brooklyn Young, the second time I've called her name in a row. 22-14. And now the final timeout of the set by Lee Summit, as they are now 3 points away from going down 2 sets here in Lee Summit.
That'll not be good for them. Fun fact, down 2-0. Falcons-esque comeback necessary.
Maybe that's our thing. Maybe that's what happens. At Lee Summit, they've called some good timeouts. They've been pretty spectacular after timeouts.
You know what we need to start doing? We need to start collecting like a piece of gear or like a shirt or a hat from every school we go to.
Like that Chester Cheetah outfit. Think we can grab that Chester Cheetah outfit?
We can ask.
From one of the Chester Bros.
We're going to
22-14.
need to get it anti-tailored, backwards tailored for you. But
yeah, glue two together. Mullen with the dig. Over to Renfro. Now a little send me over by St. Louis. She can't get it done. And again, the timeout works. 22-15 the score.
They're going to need it to work about 7 more times before.
Stout about to head it across.
I respect the shoe game for Stout. Different colored laces. I like what I'm seeing.
Nice. 50-50 ball up at the top, and Mullen puts that one down.
And you've got to slow it down. I don't know if you've seen it so far, but Lee Summit is not going to win 50-50 balls to the net against Liberty.
Not with Mullen up there.
Mullen and Young and
Iono, yeah. There's a nice shot, but just wide by Boyer. And it is now set point. 24-15 the score. 25-19 was the score to set number 1. Mullen sends it over. A little squibber, and Boyer unable to put it across, and that is set number 2. 25-15 in set number 2, 25-19 in set number 1. We're going to step aside, catch our breath, and be back with set number 3 here on Metro Sports Kansas City and YouTube's Metro Sports KC.
Whatever. Just keep it coming. You can turn my phone off. Nobody can could die or go to the hospital if I turn my phone off, right? Not allowed. I think so. Tell me I'm wrong. I would just put that on the back of the shirt. I would just, I would write it on the back of my shoe. Like THX on one on my left shoe and STL on my right shoe. Well, what's her middle name? Phoenix? St. Louis? No, you have to be in the middle. Like Phoenix, like Wichita. THX. I was going to say Denver. THX, DEN, STL. Yeah, because you're not going to lay over in Wichita. You're going to lay over in Denver. Or Vegas. You've got to get Phoenix, Las Vegas, St. Louis. It's got to be your middle name. We got to ask you your middle name. So I could go down and just hold my phone. Nah, let's figure out the microphone thing. Better up here. We can do that. That's how we do it at park. Okay, let's go back on, and I need you to tell us the least something.
Laugh.
All right, folks, welcome to History Channel with Chris Kamler and Brennen McNabbe. Brennen Knabbe.
Is the McNabbe?
Folks, the history of the name Lee's Summit goes back to the 1860s when a budding young postmaster whose last name was Lee, can't for the life of me remember what his first name is, but
L-E-A, Lee, by the way.
well, obviously, the biblical spelling. Was cut down early in his life by a fearsome group of Jayhawkers out of the Kansas side of the state. Mr. Lee was one of the founding members of this area, and in memoriam for his service, the highest peak in Jackson County was named in his honor. But also in true Jackson County fashion, his name was misspelled to Lee's Summit, L-E-E's Summit. And that is the earth upon which we stand right here, or sit, or gaze upon. So there you go. There's your the more you know moment as we head to set number 3.
Graphic.
And we head to set number 3.
Hey, I do have a question, though.
Bring that up in your history class tomorrow, folks.
Is McNabbe a McDonald's?
That's like the
McRib,
yeah,
but
the $3 version of Brennen Knabbe. Pushed out of bounds, and Liberty will take the first point in set number 3. They lead 2-0. And this is arguably one of the top players tonight, Jocelyn Renfro. Sends it across, and a nice spike by Jordan Stout. Lee Summit working hard. Ties it at 1 here in set number 3.
Stout just has a powerful swing. You can tell exactly when she's going to strike the ball hard. I mean, she's done well tonight. Some of the 50-50 balls have not gone quite the way of Lee Summit. But if you need it at any time in the night, you need it now. Good pass.
Martin sends it across. Liberty gets up all the way down. Abby Mullen with the kill. 2-1, set number 3.
You know, there's some duos in this world. There's the Splash Brothers.
Sure.
And then there's the Sisters of SWAT.
The Cheetah Bros, the Cheetah Bros, the Chester Cheetah Bros over in the stands. Batman Robin. Mullen and Mullen.
Yeah, Sisters of SWAT.
Choice of a lawyer is an important one. When you go with Mullen and Mullen. All right, and the joke didn't go. Stout was able to put it in the back corner. Ties it at 2. 2-2. Set number 3. I think Lee Summit needs to jump out to a bit of a commanding lead in this set. We saw that in set number 3 last week, that it was still a very hotly contested set.
They read the playbook on this game.
Mercy. That,
And
folks,
the
is
head
Abby
taps.
Mullen. And she's good at volleyball.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
Exhibit A. Mullen to send it across. It's
Put that in-
3-2.
Put that in your highlight reel.
There you go. There's a dig. And now Mullen again, but a nice block by Lee Summit.
And
Jordan
Stout does the
She's fired
MLB
up.
pitcher walk.
That's right. Fired up.
That'll do it.
Got to keep the Cheetah Bros in the game, and that'll do it with the block by Stout. The left-hand jam. Iono couldn't get it to fall. Setting up Iono again. No, they'll give it to Bartlett. And now from the back line, Bellamy gets it across. St. Louis sets it up off with the right hand.
Oof.
Iono a swing and a miss. Bartlett across. And now the kill by Brooke Boyer.
A little bit of a momentum swing. We kind of feel
Absolutely.
the air change a little bit.
Yeah,
Some
and a
life
couple
put
of
back into
miscues
the
on the
gym.
Liberty side. Again, just kind of out of sync. They've only been out of sync for a few points at a time, but every time they have, Lee Summit has been able to take control, and they want to build some points here.
And that's a heads-up play up front by Ashley
Oh,
Mullen.
absolutely. Iono off the back line into the collision. And Iono with another kill. You're going to have a pretty even scorebook at the end of the night between Iono and Mullen and Renfro.
I'm going to fact-check you this
in
afternoon.
the, in the kill state. Oh, my goodness. Macy Bartlett put it where they ain't. Steals a point with the ace. 5-4 now. Liberty takes the lead. So that momentum shift, that air change that Brennen felt earlier has now shifted back.
Back set.
Was it a touch?
Yep,
It's
yep.
into the net. They called the net touch by Renfro, and we're tied at 5.
And coach is going to hold the ball in anguish.
Yeah. Oh, they're going to call a replay.
Okay.
Both were into the net. So
Offsetting
5-4. Yeah, penalties offset, replay the down. Normally that's called on Fridays, but we'll do it again. Volleyball, one of the few sports that has complete do-overs. Little left-hand slap by Tony. And Lee Summit will take the point.
You need a run. We don't want to play the back and forth game here.
They have called the point for Lee Summit. And now they're going to have a chat.
You got Jeopardy music on that brand new soundboard?
No, I have the, let's see. Yeah. And they will. They'll award the point to Liberty.
That may be the greatest 7
One
seconds
of-
in Metro
one of the
Sports
few
KC history.
Coach Fleming able to protesteth. And her team will take a 6-4 lead.
Coach
And now-
Bo Richter.
Bo Richter is
just
not pleased.
staring right through the
Not
near side
terribly
official.
happy, yeah. That's a big point. It's a 2-point swing here. Off the back line, they'll call it in.
It was just a
And-
swing and a miss.
Yeah, give Bellamy the point. And a rare miscue off that back line.
And an air ball chant just a couple months too
Sure,
early.
that's all right. Got a couple of cheetah bros and doing great. Iono. Just sheer power by Iono. Senior middle hitter. She'll go back to serve. A 7-5 set number 3.
So here's, I think, the post-game lineup. We get PHXSTL in here, and then we get the Cheetah Bros.
Well, I know I would prefer to not have to talk to the Cheetah Bros, but whatever you guys want to do.
They seem like they've lived rent-free.
We'll talk to the truck and see if the truck can set that up, but I'm not.
By the truck, we mean Kamler's Kia.
Hey. No tip, no touch. Liberty with another point. Now they're just stacking them up. 9-5 the score. Iono on a run. She'll serve for her 3rd straight. A little running opportunity for Boyer. Can't get it through the wall. Gets that one through the wall. Finds the back line. And Lee Summit stops the rally at 9-6.
If at first you don't succeed, dust yourself off and try again. The business model for Brooke Boyer works that time.
Boyer now to serve. Into the net. Sometimes there is not an old adage. This will be Ashley Mullen.
A left-handed 5'10 setter. A unicorn. That's why she's the number 7 player in the country.
Yep. And the wall from Liberty blocks it up.
A great wall of Liberty.
Brooklyn Young and Abby Mullen stacked up on 152 Highway over by the Chick-fil-A.
You seem like you've had plenty of encounters.
I've sat for years and years at that stoplight. What are you talking about? 11-7 now as the service error will send the ball over to the other side. Just turn that off. That's fine. We don't need it. Golly. Killing me.
What is happening right now?
Liberty. High flying spike, and they're going to call it. No, my goodness. Off to the back corner. The corner judge had to lean out of the way off of the spike opportunity by Brooklyn Young. I don't think he saw it. They may just replay the down. Well, they're going to give it to Lee Summit. That's fine. I'm not going to say he was wrong, but I just don't think that he saw whether enough to be right or wrong, and so they'll give it to the net.
Everybody on the far side of the court thinks he's wrong.
Yeah, well, I mean, clearly there are some with a more hefty opinion, but now Lee Summit within 3.
The ball doesn't lie, as we found out as children, so we're going to find out here.
Another chance by Young. Mullen! Mercy!
Oh, great heavens.
With no regard for human life, Mullen.
That's going on the TikTok, by the way. I'm just going to tell you that now.
Well, that's 100,000% stolen from the genius, the maestro, but that's fine.
What did we learn yesterday?
There's a good shot by Stout.
Imitation is the most sincere form of flattery.
If nothing else, we are learning it the hard or easy way. So 12-9 now as Lee Summit will have serve again. Here comes Macy Martin.
And we won't turn this into any kind of promotional speech. However,
Of course not.
you will find stats from this game as well as all the other games in the metro area.
What website is that?
MetroSportsKansasCity.com.
folks.
And we're working on getting volleyball and soccer stats put in. Football is totally finished for weeks 1 and 2. We've got a team working around the clock to get that finished for you. Let's see how this game plays out so far.
Website, it's right there on your screen
Yes.
in case you get lost. Bookmark that baby.
Spelling is hard.
Ooh, that's going to be a tough shot into the candy cane, and it'll be a Lee Summit point. 10-12 now. Lee Summit trying to grip back into this one. This is a must-win, obviously, set for Lee Summit. And here comes Martin again. Dug up by St. Louis. Mullen!
Free ball.
Slapped over. They're going to give it to Mullen again, and she's going to find it outside. Couldn't get that one on the line. And another point for Lee Summit. They are down by 1.
They're aiming for the line judge now, by the way.
Poor guy. Poor guy. I have been hit in the face by a volleyball. That is not a fun thing.
It changed the rest of your life, as we've seen.
Well,
From
it sure has. Was it tipped? Not tipped. And it goes long. And Liberty stops the bleeding there. They now lead by 2, 13-11. This is St. Louis with connecting flights across the net. Double block. What a shot by Liberty. Now, Iono finds the back row.
Miss Iono, how do you do?
Greetings and salutations. 14-11 the score.
Lee Summit needs a run right here.
Phoenix St. Louis flies the friendly skies across the net. Blocked again, Iono! She's everywhere!
This Lee Summit team's going to have some nightmares about her.
They're starting to feel it here in the guest section in Lee Summit.
Way to take the crowd out of it. That's really the big thing we've seen. A great dig by the libero there.
St. Louis with a scoop. Now a shot by Bartlett. Still in play by Lee Summit. Slapped across by Bellamy. And Bellamy gets the kill. She'll go back to serve. Beautiful play by Ashlyn Bellamy, the senior.
And they need to hold serve here. That's an important piece.
Yeah, they need to just
this
hold it
comeback.
all the way out and try to get back into this one. They are down by 3. 15-12 the score. Too long.
Announcer's curse at its finest.
16-12. Well, and that's kind of been the deal, right? Every time they've needed, I mean, they've been able to pull back in, but every time they've needed to kind of get over that hump, that apex, if you will, they haven't been able to do it tonight.
The light turns red as soon as they get to it. Punch me over for Mullen.
Hey, guess what? Another block for Aisha Iono.
There are some things you can't escape in this life. Death, taxes, and an Iono block.
Sure. Right off the tap. Iono with the dig. Mullen. Now Iono again. Controlled by Lee Summit. Gets it over. Free ball. Mullen. Iono with the left hand. The left hand.
I'm standing up for the rest of this
Yeah.
game. This is a good call.
And now a timeout by Lee Summit.
Running out of time.
As Liberty starting to put it together. They are 7 points away from a 3-0 sweep here in Lee Summit, trying to go to a perfect 10-0 on the year.
10-0 will keep you as the top dog for a couple weeks.
Yeah, I think it might.
3 weeks, 3 new number ones, and I think Liberty, after a performance like this tonight, might be here to stay.
Well, I've seen no reason to question their qualifications at this point. And if anything, it has not been the Ashley Mullen show. It's been everybody else.
And the Iono show.
Yeah, it's been the Iono and St. Louis and Young and Renfro show. Back underway, 18-12 the score. Lee Summit trying to stay in this one. They'll send that one long. 19-12 the score. Liberty.
If Lee Summit has learned one thing in this game, and it has been that it is hard to match Liberty up front.
Yeah.
That they've got a strong front up there. And even right now, when you've got Mullen serving from the back row, not quite able to make the first play at the net.
You've still got a really, really big front line.
The hill to climb is becoming quite large for Lee Summit.
This is Stout on serve.
Back
Climbed
is against
up the
wall.
arm. Yep. 50-50 back in. Boyer. Now the push. Nobody home. Ashley Mullen.
That is the perfect play, the perfect application of that little just get me over across the net. You're so worried about Iono hitting that shot.
Well, and your top three had to go up, and that kind of just opened the middle, and Mullen found it. And it's a 7-point ball game in set number 3. Liberty looking to go straight.
That one's unforced.
Yep, and then Brooke Boyer starting to see a little bit of fatigue there. That one goes into the net, 21-13.
And if you don't break serve here, the hill is almost...
Bartlett trying to run the table.
Yeah.
There it is. Brooke Boyer got up for that one. Broke that serve. Now it's 21-15. 21-14 rather. As Briley Johnson holds the hopes of the Tigers behind the line.
And I'm not going to say they need a run.
No, they need a run. I'll say it.
Well, every time that we say it, it seems to not happen. So
one of my Chester Cheetah guys seems to be giving up here. What a shot. Is that still live? No, that was the 4th hit. Nice effort by Macy Bartlett.
That was a Mike
She
Tyson
just
right
put a mighty swing into it. As Johnson is set. Going a game-tying run here. Abby Mullen ducks out of the way of that one. It goes beyond the line, and point number 22 for Liberty. Into the game will come someone who is not on our roster.
Really?
But who the bench team is very excited to see.
I'll find it. No, she is not on my roster.
Not on the roster. But off the JV squad. That's all right. She got a good serve. Lee Summit still trying to push it over. Bellamy. And it is out of bounds. 23-15. And number 9 looking to run the table here and squish this one in a 3-0 run.
Good block there.
Boyer.
Put it wide.
Yeah, give Boyer the kill. As they kill the run, she'll check back out, and Iona will check back in. Couple of point run for number 9, and Brooke Boyer will have serve for Lee Summit. Not done yet. Still fighting to the last gasp here. As Boyer, the junior, will serve it up. Strong serve, gets it over. Young, and that one will go out of bounds. It will not touch the line. And now it is match point for Liberty.
Here it is.
And back to serve will be Ashley Mullen. the senior MVP of the Orlando tournament this past weekend, sends it across.
A fitting end.
Lee Summit still alive. Bellamy, too long, and Liberty will win it in straight sets, 3-0, 25-19, 25-15, 25-16. And that will be your final from Lee Summit. As Liberty remains undefeated, they improve to 2-0. Lee Summit will take their first loss. They fall to 3-1 on the year. And we are looking for our next Prime Crew Tuesday night volleyball night. Do we have a game next Tuesday yet?
I think we do. It's on the schedule.
All right, it's on the schedule, which I haven't checked, so we're pretty excited about that. Tune back in on Tuesday night for more volleyball. But from Lee Summit, a final.
Liberty North Blue Springs next Tuesday.
Liberty North Blue Springs. So we will stick around with the Jackson County v. Clay County. But tonight, Liberty remains undefeated. 10-0 on the year as they defeat Lee Summit in straight sets on behalf of Brennen Knabbe, the McDonald's version of Brennen Knabbe. I'm Chris Kamler, and for everybody at the Metro Sports, back in the truck, back in the production studio, up there in Dayton, Ohio. I know that we've got quite a few folks that are working around the clock on the statistics up there. We've also got a sweatshop operating in Bangladesh that we're working on. We appreciate your attendance. We appreciate you tuning in. Hey, smash this subscribe button, and let's go. Let's get subscribed to this. Let's watch some more volleyball. If you want your team featured on Metro Sports Kansas City, get at us. We're easy to find.
Please email.
Get at us.
Oh, our DMs are
Get at us. Let's go. So 25-19, 25-15, and 25-16. Are we going to try for a post-game interview? I don't think we are.
I don't think so.
I don't think
we're going to let everybody get out of here.
they're going to have to get to the bus. It's a school night. We understand how that goes, but we're going to shut it down from here. We're going to make Brennen tally up all these cables, count them all down, and we will see you next week from, are we in Blue Springs or are we in Liberty?
I'm not sure. It just says Liberty
We'll
North
see you
Blue
next
Springs.
week. Thanks a lot for joining us, folks. Have a great night.
Solid effort. Go pee and then go grab our 2 cameras.